and I felt like the Holy Spirit said, your healing is up, it's time to move. And so we know that Abraham did those things too. And so, yeah, I found this farm. I have no background in agriculture whatsoever.
None.
None.
No background.
Yeah.
So what made you think this is what I want to do? I want to raise cattle and
sometimes I think during the political climate, there was all kind of things happening back in 2019. You had political uncertainty. You had riots happening. You had COVID that was happening. And so I was living in Mobile and figured it was time to vacate the premises. And so I found this place. I didn't know that I needed it as much as I did. And so it's kind of the last 4.5, 5 years have kind of turned into be something that's been really, really cool. And the journey has been amazing.
Welcome back to our Century Check-In podcast brought to you by Century Bank, where we take banking personally. Today, we are very excited. We're on location today, so we're really excited about that. We're in Grand Bay at the Mason Hills Farm with Mr. Joey Mason. Janet's back with me this morning. They got the gang back together, so I'm so happy about that. So Janet, you start a little bit and tell us about Joey, introduce him to us. And I want him to tell us a little bit about his testimony, his story, how he got to this line of work and things like that.
Yes. So Joey, I had the pleasure of coming out here. I guess it's been, a month or so ago?
Yeah, probably so.
We just thought we were going to come out and say hello. And next thing you know, we are walking around this, might I add, beautiful plant. I mean, it is... I didn't expect it to be so perfect and organized. I mean, it's really great. So I would like to hear, I want everybody to hear more about what brought you to this point. This is not what you did.
No, I didn't grow up doing this.
Yes.
I grew up cutting grass for a living. I started a landscape company when I was young, built and sold it again, and then owned some rental properties that do fairly well. And about 6.5 years ago, I went through divorce, found out my ex-wife was having an affair and embezzling money from the company. And so that ended that deal. And I was sitting at our Dog River house for about 1.5 years. And I felt like the Holy Spirit said, your healing is up, it's time to move. And so we know that Abraham did those things too. And so, yeah, I found this farm. I have no background in agriculture whatsoever.
None.
No background.
So what made you think this is what I want to do? I want to raise cattle and
sometimes I think during the political climate, there was all kind of things happening back in 2019. You had political uncertainty. You had riots happening. You had COVID that was happening. And so I was living in Mobile and figured it was time to vacate the premises. And so I found this place. I didn't know that I needed it as much as I did. And so it's kind of the last 4.5, 5 years have kind of turned into be something that's been really, really cool. And the journey has been amazing.
And what you've done with it. I mean, the community outreach that you do, that's really touching me too.
Thank you so much.
We want to hear about that too.
Well, we want to hear about that. But first of all, I want to talk about your place. So you bought it as a working cattle farm, is that right?
It had Charolais cattle on it. Okay. I think it was a dairy farm before I purchased it, and then I bought it from the Spellmeyers, and their daughter and son-in-law had it from them. And so when Stormy came up to the place here after I'd purchased it, I told him, hey, I know that you really wanted this to be a working cattle farm, and I promise you that I'll make it that. Not really knowing what I was saying, but and so I just came, and a few months after being here, we started calving out, and I didn't know what to expect, And so these large animals were starting to calve, and I just didn't know. And so then I started asking the question, what happens if one of these animals breaks its leg? Because I think that we're supposed to be good stewards of the resources that we've been given. And so I began to ask, I called Plant in Loosedale and said, hey, how long does it take me to get on the rail? Meaning get our cow harvested and things like that. They said it'd take a year. Well, that's not going to work for me.
Wow.
Because that animal would be long gone by a year. So I started asking the right questions. I believe the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. If you want a better life, ask different questions. Right. Sometimes we don't have a quality of life problem. We just are not asking the right questions. And so I'd have to ask you a question, say, hey, I think I want to build a beef processing plant. And you'd say, that is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I was like, yeah. But and as a bank, would y'all help me? It's like, no, we're not going to help you. But if I were to do it, this is what I would not do. And so I would take information that I learned from you and carry on a conversation with you and then carry on a conversation with somebody else. And it just became trying to extract information so that whenever I got to the right people, I would be able to carry on a conversation long enough to keep them engaged for them to help me to the next level. And so we had to train architects and engineers how to build one. They didn't know how to do it either. Wow. And then the county got involved. And so we had to make some different changes and things like that. And so now we have this beef processing plant, this only USDA-inspected plant locally at the time, the only one on the farm. And what do you do with it? So we bring the animal in, we're about to harvest it, like we're having a prayer meeting. Things are like, because everything is, the USDA is there. Everything is really hinging on this one proper dispatch. Okay. If we miss it, it's over with.
Right.
And so all the cards are on the table now. And so time slows down and things happen. And so we got the animal dispatched, and then we, went through the process. I had to learn how to break it down. I had to learn how to skin it. I had to learn how to do all these things. And I didn't know the difference between a New York strip and a ribeye at the time. And so I had to learn all these different processes so that then we could train other people on how to do it.
Right.
And so people say, well, how did you get here if you've never done it? There's other people that are here that are many generations deep in farming. Mm-hmm. But I think if you can come from the outside in and say, I know this is the way you've been doing it all your life, but I think it can be done different. That doesn't make you a bad person, although some people may see that. No. It just makes it different. I can look at it a little differently, and it may work different, it may not. But I'm willing to give it an opportunity, and that's what we've done. And God has brought by the best people to work for us.
That's awesome.
That I could not do it without these guys. Mm-hmm. And our team is continuously to grow. I never wanted to be like this. I didn't start out wanting to be some guy on camera talking to people, sharing these things, being with politicians. I mean, I used to beg the bank for meetings. Now they're begging me, and so it's just really humbling at the same time as it is anything else. And we just want to affect as many people as we can.
Right.
My identity is not in this. My identity is first in Christ. Although I make mistakes, I probably cuss more than I should. Those things. But I really love people, and I really love trying to figure out different things. I don't know everything about banking, but I would love to learn different things because there's ways to unlock certain things that I don't know. It's like, I didn't ask the right question.
Yeah. That's true.
And so I'm just always constantly trying to learn and trying to do things that I have no business doing. And so if we stay in this business for the rest of my life, great. If not, then I'll go figure out something else. There's a famous guy that now builds rockets and sends people hopefully to Mars, and he does different things he's not supposed to do. And so we just upset the cultural norms.
Yeah. So building on that, so you weren't born and raised a farmer, nothing like that. So what exactly, what do you identify as your job? Like what did you do before you dove into this?
I'm still in the erosion control industry.
Okay.
We do commercial and mining work as well.
Okay.
And we work for power plants and different things like that, military bases, institutions. And then I have these RV parks that have done really well. I started buying RV parks in 2019, which was
before it was
right before
now.
this. And really there's been this whole life transformation over the last 5 years. And so it's really cool to look back and see if you wouldn't have learned to listen to that still small voice saying, hey, take this opportunity, but I don't want to. So it's gonna, if I take this one opportunity, it's gonna leave me almost broke. But then you take it, and then a few hours later, you sell a company and you're no longer broke anymore. And so you really have to be willing to live uncomfortably if you want to do something. And so that's what I'm trying to do. It sometimes becomes a very lonely life.
There's some compromise and
not even any compromise. Like you just have to live in almost this free fall. That really it's not my life anymore anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm just a steward of what we're doing here. And so I'm trying to leave the best legacy that I possibly can.
Wow, that's
For as many people as we possibly can. And so these are, I'm just a steward of the people that work for me. And I work harder than they do. Not that they don't work hard, but like, this is my life.
But you're in it.
And I want to clarify that by saying that if somebody comes to work for me, I take their life, their family's life, as my responsibility. And so if we live or die, it's because of me. And so if people come to work for us, this is what it is. And I really want people to make twice the median income. I want people to have a really good life. And so as the plant starts to grow, we start to do production, then we'll start going into some of those production-based pays. And so hopefully these folks are making $35, $40 an hour. No problem.
That's
How
great.
many people do you have working here?
So right now we're building our core team, and I think that we have about 10 or 12 maybe.
And I
But
know
we're-
you have plans of expansion.
Yeah,
So
and-
that's always a good, more opportunity for more people to work in this community.
Yeah, and so we have plans for expansion, but we also are building our core team so that when the opportunities
yes.
come,
Gotta have
and
that.
we're currently courting some opportunities that are pretty good for us. When those opportunities come, I can say, "Hey, Jim, I know that you've been working with us for a while. I'm going to put 5 or 6 people with you," because generally people can only manage like 5 or 6 people at a time.
Effectively.
And so then they become starting to duplicate themselves. And so as we talked off camera just a minute ago, it said, well, how do you grow something like this? And so I asked a good friend of mine who's an architect, and I said, how'd you grow your architectural firm like you did? He said, you have to become really comfortable with doing things that like you don't, like you used to love doing. You have to not be able to do those anymore and be totally fine with that and give those jobs to someone else. What I tell our team is, I want you to always work yourself out of a job. Always. Well, am I going to get fired? No. There's other rooms for you somewhere else. Like we would love for you to be in our
love that.
C-suite. We would love for you to do these things, but because you can now teach people. And so you just
Don't
this
you
is how
feel
we
it's
do.
your, I always felt like I've been in banking so long that it's my job to develop other people so that they can grow and become
Yeah, either grow here or grow
Become
somewhere
another
else
Joey.
or whatever
Yeah.
is and so it's
it's just important.
this is how we do.
I feel like
So-
that's what we're here to do is
Yeah.
to, like you said, help other people, but also help other people grow and learn more so that they will succeed and be successful.
Yeah.
So how many people locally? Do you employ local people? Tell us about that. Are they local to Grand Bay, local to Mobile? Do you bring people in from all over?
I've been a little bit removed from the hiring process.
Okay. All right. So you
So
got somebody
I'm
that
not
does that for
100%
you.
sure, but I think that we employ people from Alabama, Mississippi. I think I saw a Texas tag out there just a minute ago.
Okay.
And so we really employ just whoever would want to come.
Whoever fits.
There's room. This is what we say.
Yes.
There's room at the table for you if you'll come and partner with us and give us an opportunity to work with you as a customer, as an employee, as a whatever. There's room at the table, and we'll make sure that we fulfill our commitments if you'll fulfill yours.
I like that. That's great. Well, back in I didn't
There's
mean
some
to
good one-liners in here, isn't there?
I know.
It's
I'm telling you.
it worked in too. But I'm just so excited to hear more. I know you told us a lot about that, and we were so impressed with what you do in the community because we all feel like too that's important to give back.
That is what we do. Yeah.
Yes, and Century Bank is totally about that as well. So we want to hear all about what you do in the community, and you do a lot of different things throughout the year, big events too.
Yeah, so all of this is really born out of trying to get the word on the street of who we are. We're literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you have to want to come here.
Yes.
And so we're constantly trying to move products through the facility because you have to move. Like we can talk all this stuff, but there has to be a little bit of money coming in. Like you can't build it on hopes and dreams.
Right.
And so I'm in the community just trying to be an ambassador for our brands and what we're doing and trying to see what the customers want and how we can meet their needs. And so you get to do that by talking to people and hearing some of their feedback and then adjusting some of your systems and procedures. And because we don't have it all figured out. I don't think we ever will. And there's always room for improvement. And so what better way to do that than to get out there and serve people? And sometimes people don't want to buy from you unless you're giving them something. And so we go out there and cook for them. It's like, hey, can you come cook for us? It's like, well, maybe we need to start a nonprofit and do these things. And
And so you did. You started a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That's very recent. Is that right?
Yeah. We have like 7 trademarks or 5 trademarks now under our brand. And we're able to franchise and help people set up stores of their own. And we'll talk about that in a minute, I think. But the Farmers in Action is something that's really dear to me. I love philanthropic work. I don't want to have the recognition, but I'd love to have like a team of people that can go out and do these things that are getting the recognition and seeing what it feels like to help people. I just want to kind of be the guy behind the scenes. It's like, all right, we need to send $1 million worth of stuff here. We need to do this. We need to, and so, I just think I don't know where we're going. I have no idea. But
day by day.
But what I've also learned too is a couple of things. Since divorce, I understood that it's not personal. Like things that happen in your life, they're not personal. We always take stuff personal, and then you start getting bitterness and all these things. But if you can just let it roll off your back and say, "Look, this is not personal,"
and learn from it.
Yeah, or how they're acting towards me is not personal. Like evidently they see something inside of you that they're trying to kill or they don't like. Maybe they've been sent on assignment. Who knows? But also the other one is the process is the promise. So when people say, "Well, what are you doing?" Dude, I have no idea. I don't know. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do a podcast. Maybe
let's do it.
Maybe we'll go talk to our governor. Maybe we'll go talk to the president or something. I don't know. And so, we're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about an event that's coming up this fall that you, it's here. It's called Smoke on the Farm. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so is that your brainchild? Did you come up with that? How did that come to be?
So Smoke on the Farm, we were going to do it at the Battleship, and we were going to call it Smoke on the Water, but I didn't think that we would be able to get away with that. So we just brought it here to the farm. And last year was so incredible. We raised money for Victory Health Partners, which is a local nonprofit here that service the underutilized or people that don't have insurance or transitioning, different things like that. Right. They really help them. Those are like my parents. And so we had an opportunity to learn from them. And then Tammy Lightfoot said that I should start my own nonprofit. And so I did. And Frankie Little, who also owns Roosters, look at me giving these plugs, who also owns Roosters Restaurant in downtown Mobile. He started his nonprofit for veterans at the same time and really helped me with this process. And so
that's awesome.
We Smoke on the Farm was born because I wanted to give a community event to people that they can come. We just did the Easter too. That was the Easter egg hunt. That was pretty cool. But Smoke on the Farm, we had like 40 teams come from around the country to compete.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And the coolest thing that I think that happened was I ran into a guy. He's an Alaskan fishing guide. Fishing guide. No, I'm just lying.
Got it. That was like a little
inside joke.
Yeah. He owns a very large charter boat up there.
Okay.
And he donated a fishing trip to us. The company is called Four Monsters. They donated a $40,000 fishing trip for 4 people as part of the prize money.
Wow.
So you have all these people that are just coming along, like you guys saying that you want to help us out. Coca-Cola and some other banks are wanting to help us out. And so, again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be a good steward.
But we like what you're doing.
And so we had live music. We had LED screens. We had hamburger eating contests. We had People's Choice. And the community just came out and really, really supported us.
That.
And so we're going to do it again this year.
Mm-hmm. So this is your second time?
Okay. October 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Okay.
Oh, it's 3 days.
Yes. It's 3 days last year, too. So Friday night, all day Saturday, and then we have like a church service here on Sunday.
How about that?
Oh, that's out here?
Yeah, that's it.
That's nice.
So that was that your plan about building an amphitheater maybe one day?
I think there's going to be an amphitheater built just because I think all of Mason Hills Farms need to be an experience.
Okay, I like that.
And so when you first come into the property, it has to be an experience. The piece is already here, but we want it to be really inviting. And so when you come down the driveway, we're going to put a roundabout there. We're going to eventually expand the plant, like I told you, and have corporate offices and a store there. But then I think an amphitheater is pretty cool. And then across from there, we should do a wedding venue. I just think that'd be really awesome. And just for people just to come. Remember, there's room at the table.
Yeah.
And so this is This is what we're doing. These are the long-term goals.
I like it.
I do too. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Way
But
to
we need
use
people
your
to
property.
We need
and-
people to buy beef to make this happen. So please,
Yes.
please support us.
Well,
Yes, please.
let me just throw that in. I don't throw a picture. When I was here last time, bought those fillets. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much.
Yes, my husband was like, "Well, okay." I was like, "I bought these fillets. I don't know if you've heard of him." He goes, "Oh yes, I did." Oh, he was so thrilled. I said, "Well, they said they would keep a couple of days," and he goes, "Oh no, we're cooking things tonight."
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
He was like starting up the grill, ready to go.
That's good.
And
Thank
they
you
were,
so much.
they were. It's just a difference because it's not the way you process it, the grass fed and all that. It's just a different.
Yeah, we have grass-fed and grain-finished. So what you were eating was grain-finished.
Well, whatever it was,
Yeah.
it just felt. I don't like steak anymore. So this is.
You don't?
No, I mean,
So
I
we
eat,
made you- we
I
ruined
eat
you?
so very little. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It makes me feel full.
So just for the record, do you like
Yes.
steak now?
Yeah, I
Okay,
like
I
yours.
just
Okay,
wanted to-
you
yeah,
like
I
yours?
just wanted to clean
I
that
like
up a little
yours.
bit.
I've already got my order in. Okay.
Okay, good.
But
Thank you.
yes, it is a different. It's just different, more clean. I guess
Mm-hmm.
is that.
It is. It's not highly processed, and
Okay.
so what I really wanted to do with our farm was make sure that it wasn't processed.
Okay. It's
There's so many chemicals and everything that we eat. There's
I
all
know.
kinds of things happening to our bodies. Hormones out of whack, estrogen out of whack, all these different things, and testosterone's out of whack. You know, all these
Yeah.
things. And it's because of what the fuel that we put in our body is literally killing us.
I know.
And so I'm trying to make sure that
It's such a big thing now, and I think it's getting out there, but I don't think enough people realize the difference between what you're doing and what you just.
Clean eating.
you know
yeah.
clean
what I've
eating,
learned,
yes.
the only way to make money in this business, how the big guys do it, is through chemicals and water. That's the only way. It's like, oh, this steak why is this steak more money? Well, it doesn't have 20% moisture in it. It actually has 14% less because we dry age our animals. And so you're not going to see all that shrinkage. So you really have to re-educate people and show them that although it does cost a little bit more money, you're going to be more full. You're going to have a lot more energy, and
And you're not going to feel so.
it's not going to stink your house up.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's back
it's
up
that
to
feeling.
what you said. Okay, so you said
Okay.
grass fed, and then you were saying she got one that was. What'd you say?
Yeah, so
green?
we have grass fed options. I don't
Okay.
particularly. There are a lot of people out here that do like grass fed. I'm not knocking them.
Yeah.
To each their own. But to me, it tastes. It doesn't taste well because it
Okay.
tastes like a third world country. Honestly.
And see, I'm learning right now.
Yeah, and then you have grain finished animals that
Grain finished.
the grain is actually taking out some of the gaminess of it.
Oh,
And increasing some marbling and fat content and those things like that. And so I personally like grain finished.
Whatever it was, that was.
Yeah. And so there's a huge difference between
Yeah.
the two. But we have both. We have both options.
have
We have beef, pork, chicken, smoked products at our farm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the good news,
you're talking
you can
about
just
the
trust them to
steer you in the right
Yes,
direction.
you tell them what you want, what you like, and
yeah.
they were great.
So that's all your meat options, but you also, when we toured your store, like you have other products that you're selling. Tell us a little bit about that.
The mushrooms, the stuffed
No,
mushrooms.
not well. That too.
And those
I'm
are
like-
not patent pending.
Okay,
Just for the record.
I'm like,
just for
okay,
whoever
I'm
may
back
listen to
into
this.
It
Yeah,
was
no,
so
no.
good.
I was talking about. So you got some seasonings and some sauces. Tell us a little bit about that.
We have seasonings and we have sauces. No,
Okay,
I'm just-
that's it. All right. Okay. Well, moving on to the next
no.
point.
So what we wanted. Remember how we talked about this experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our seasonings do not have any MSGs. They don't have any gluten. They're just really clean products. They're packaged in Mississippi by a co-packer for us and labeled for how we like them. And then our sauces are the same way. They're done locally.
Okay.
And so we have like 7 or 8 different seasonings. We have All I Do Is Steak, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I looked at several of them.
We have steak butter, which everybody loves it. They wanted us to make shirts and they bought them.
Yeah, that's what that's what your store
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
and
selling
then
to
and
us.
then our favorite one, and I've had to come up with all these logos. Like I designed all the graphics. I did because let me back up just a minute. So every time I create a new product, I literally think about how it's created, and then what the final customer's experience is, and how do we get it into packaging? How do we get labels on it and those things like that? And so it's been a really cool learning experience. We have our favorite smoking like Boston butt rub.
Yes.
It's called Pork Around and Find Out.
I did see that one.
Yes. We have
around and find out.
that's it.
Pork around. Yeah.
That's it. And then we have Blow the Coop, which is a chicken line that you smelled as that's what we were putting on the chicken when we were getting rid of the smoke. That was Blow the Coop. And then we have Swamp Cannon, which has habaneros in there, and it's really
I'm out.
It's pretty hot. And then we have 4 different barbecue sauces, like a mustard base, a mayo base, a spicy tomato, and just a regular tomato base. And
so, are those your creations? Are those sauces your recipes, or you just?
Yeah, so there are. I just tested some different things out and saw what I liked and saw what I didn't like, and then got the guy to produce it for me.
How about that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it just complements, right? It just complements what we're doing.
And so, did you find that just opened up your your avenue to, as far as production and making money and that kind of thing, to really get into that part, just selling like the additions, the side?
You know what the
items?
most difficult thing to make money in is beef.
Okay.
Pork is substantially more profitable.
Yeah.
And is that because it takes more money, more effort to raise the beef?
It takes more money, effort to raise the beef. It takes more money and effort to process the beef. It takes more of everything
Okay.
to get it to your plate. Pork, not as much.
Right.
Chickens, also not as much. And these other items are more shelf stable. The profit margins are a little bit better, right? And so we're not having to continuously turn these products, right? So I like to say we produce proteins and sometimes we make money. And so other things, and some of our store sales are more like in Ocean Springs are a little more boutique-ish. And we find that some of our boutique items make up more of a sale than the proteins do. And so, people like to come and do that too. And so we're just really trying to make it an interesting experience. And and we're getting ready to change the name. I don't know if you want to talk about this now, but our Ocean Springs store is getting ready to change to Farm and Flame.
Farm and Flame. I like that.
Yeah, I just think it's a little more.
Oh, that is a little bougier.
Yeah, we're a little more reminiscent of what we do. We raise them. Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yes, it is. It is a word for sure.
Okay.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. I was interested to know that when we were talking off camera earlier. So it's a storefront and restaurant. Is that right?
It is, yeah. And so that'll be like tier 3 of our franchise model. And so we have tier 2 and tier 1. Tier 2 is just just the butcher shop portion. And so you can come in, train at our facilities. We'll certify you to be a butcher at our store. And then you get to go to your town and provide farm-to-table products to your community. And if you want to have a restaurant, you can have one of those too. And so I bought a company called Four Bulls about 1.5 years ago. I didn't realize that they were in the tank when I bought them.
Wow.
And that they didn't like to pay their bills. And so we're having to rebrand Four Bulls in Ocean Springs because there's some negative connotation from previous owners. And so we thought, what of a better way than what do we actually do? We do Farm and Flame because we like to cook. And so then was born the name.
Yes.
And so that's what you have.
How about that?
That's a great name.
That is.
And
you haven't been there, right?
No.
Okay.
I think we should.
We'll definitely have to
We should go when we leave
I think
here.
we should. I think we should. So you have the Ocean Springs restaurant. And don't you have another one?
We tried in Tuscaloosa to do one with a guy that we allowed a franchise, but he was tanking, and he raised his bill up.
So that didn't work.
Yeah.
But you have 2 RV parks?
So I have 4.
4?
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How did you get into the RV business,
different.
RV park business?
Well, we traded some money for some land.
Okay.
That usually works.
And so, no, I was passing by an RV park in Mobile, and I just felt like God was like, you should buy this.
And you felt like you could do something with that.
Yeah, and so the guy was remodeling, and I said, how much would you take for it? And he gave me a number, and I was like, okay. And it was the biggest number I'd seen.
Yeah.
And so I called the bank and said, I'd like to buy this. This is how much it is. Okay, this is what your down payment is. It left me with almost no money in the bank.
Wow.
And I still went forward with the deal and bought it.
Yeah.
Then COVID hit, right? And we added some more RV spotlights, or we repaired some of the RV spots that were out there. And so then our portfolio grew.
And little did you know it was going to be a thing.
Yeah, I did.
And this was in Mobile.
Yeah. So I have 4 in Mobile and 1 in Bowling County.
Okay.
I didn't know any of these things were going to be a thing. You get it? It's like,
It is.
this guy's
Especially
nuts.
over in Baldwin County.
This guy's nuts.
It's
He's like,
going
yeah,
crazy
he
over
is.
there with
Yeah.
RV pads.
So really, you just passed it on the road. You felt like a little spoken word from God. It was like you weren't looking into the RV business in any way.
It was just,
How about that?
Yeah, how crazy is that? As they say, it'd be like that sometimes.
yeah, well, hey, this is what we want to hear.
Yeah, so
we want to know.
So here we are, and we're just have a team that runs that too, and I don't know.
So you were talking about Ford Bull. So how many entities do you actually own and operate besides the farm?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, so it's several.
A few.
I
Several.
don't know how many LLCs we currently have. I think I don't know.
So you're in the farm business,
Around 10 or so.
real estate business, restaurant business.
So if you really want to know the truth, I'm just in the real estate business.
Okay,
What I do is take real estate and try to turn it into something. So all I'm doing is real estate.
right.
Really, that's all we're doing here. So when we buy a store, we do these things. We like them because of the location and the potential upside. Real estate is really the best thing that you could ever own. It's going to continue. It's going to make your portfolio look really good.
Yes.
It's going to allow you to have more borrowing power. The banks like it.
We do.
We do.
Yes, we do.
And
The best source of collateral.
and what really
It certainly is.
we're getting our picture taken. Let's no, just
I think you're getting your picture taken.
And so what really happens is if you take a piece, let's say for instance, the first RV park. If you buy it for $2 million, you're downstroke, right? And then you buy it pre-inflationary dollars.
Okay.
You put a little more money into it, and you say you put a couple $100,000 in it, and now you get it reappraised. Now it's worth $3 million. You take and borrow against that, and this is how you create. This is how you create wealth. And people are like, "Well, you should never borrow from the bank." Well, Dave
said
Ramsey,
that?
with all due respect,
He's putting us out of a job.
I think
Right?
that I
good thing
think
we do
that you
podcasts.
should your personal expenditures. You shouldn't try to keep up with the Joneses to fund what somebody else is doing. But if you can take and use the bank as leverage and then leverage them, I heard once on a TikTok, like if I owe you guys $10 million, then I'm married to you. But if I owe you $100 million, then you're married to me. You don't want me to fail.
This is true.
You see, and so the goal is to literally
TikTok
Yeah.
knowledge.
I know. Gosh, look what I'm missing.
Yeah, and so what you want to do is strategically try to grow wealth using other people's money, the bank's money, for instance. And so then you just continue to, try not to get outside of your skis, right, and go into total bankruptcy. But at the end of the day, don't be so scared of bankruptcy either. Like, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't mean you should. I know the bank doesn't want to hear
You're
that.
talking to
No,
bankers.
I know the bank doesn't want to hear that, but in all actuality, they can't spank you and take away your birthday. And as long as your personal affairs are in order, they can never come take your house. They can never come take this little bit of stuff that you got over here so you can keep maintaining your family. First, you have to take care of your own place. You have to take care of your own family. Everything else is just a gamble. Gamble the heck out of it. Why not? As long as it's
worked for
strategic. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so people will judge you. It's like, oh, well, you're this or you're that. No, I take some risk, a lot of risk, and I put my whole life into this. And I could be wrong. Evidently, some of y'all's body language is like, no, please don't.
I know.
Well, we might edit the bankruptcy
I know, right?
comment, but other than that, we're on board.
I was thinking the same thing, Jill. I'm like, oh,
I'm not
dear.
encouraging. I'm not
just kidding.
encouraging
I'm just
bankruptcy,
kidding.
but
We
I think
understand.
We know.
fear really.
I know what you're getting
Yeah,
at.
I think fear really keeps people from doing things that they really should be doing.
Yes.
And the
would agree with
banking
that.
industry is very difficult because I can't come to you as somebody just starting something and saying, "Hey, can I borrow $100,000?" It's like, well, you don't have anything for us to borrow against. There's no security
some
for the
real
bank.
estate,
But
sure.
if I'm just starting out, the
I
crazy part is so difficult to start. And I wish there was a different way that we could help people, give them a little seed money. That's why you have venture capitalists, private equity, those things, and give them a little seed money to be able to help them through this process. It's like, hey, we know that Jim wants to start a lawn care business. Jim's about to work his tail off. He literally needs $40,000 to start this, to do it right.
Yeah.
Will the bank lend him money? Most banks are like, absolutely not. You see what I'm saying?
We have some creative finance.
The smaller banks, this is why I like community banks. This is why I like Century Bank. I'm coming back around. This is called
You
What
saw
Do You Think? And so this is
giving him the eye.
Everybody in the room is like, this is our podcast. But this is why community banks, credit unions, smaller banks are so key for me. Is because your purse strings are a little looser. You do have creative financing. But if you do with some of the bigger guys, like Regions, Wells Fargo, those guys are like, no, this is not our business model.
Right, real boxy. And,
their business model is opening accounts and putting a little money in there.
That's right.
And so you really have to not be afraid to ask questions to you guys. You don't bite.
Right.
And so, and no is not always the answer. No just means not right now. Or you're not asking the right question.
That's true.
And so you're basing some of your decisions off what the pro forma looks like, what the business plan looks like, because you got to take this plan and submit it to somebody else to say, hey, this is over my approval amount. And so you just got to learn to work the system. And so if we can help people do that, because you guys are willing to do that,
That's right. We are.
That's right. That was better.
Was that a good
That
segue?
was better.
Yeah.
You say
We'll try. We'll let you stay. We won't edit you yet.
Yeah,
So
okay.
We'll let you stay.
I'm not encouraging bankruptcy, but I'm saying don't be scared
Yeah,
of
put
it.
that little disclaimer in there.
What can we talk about now? I do.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I did see where you had my friend Senator Jack Williams
Oh, yes.
on your podcast, because
Yeah.
you do podcasts as
We
well.
do, yeah.
Yes, and he's such a great person.
He
Just
is.
had to throw that out there. He's does a lot.
Yeah, he's running for ag commissioner.
That was what I was about to ask you. I know that he's doing so. He's just done so much and he's a worker, a fighter.
He is.
And he gets out there and makes sure that it happens.
He does. And I really enjoyed talking to him. I've really gotten, liking to talk to him and get to know him in our David sessions. And
He's just such a down to earth, just people's man.
yeah,
You know?
we were talking about this. I was at a forum yesterday, but we were talking about this on the podcast that we did. We interviewed a mayoral candidate from Mobile, Paul Prine,
Okay.
and how cool it is, even in Ocean Springs, how readily accessible our political folks are that represent us are. And I don't think that you see this in the rest of the country. They're like very unapproachable. They live in this ivory tower, but generally speaking, if you're not totally nuts, they will listen to you. There's some crazy ass people out here, aren't there? They're like, oh, we're not going to talk to you,
Yeah.
But generally, if you come to folks, they really want to help. And so I see that in our politicians as well.
I agree. I think times have changed a lot too, where people, they know they have to be in the community and
have to be.
talking to the people, because if they're not,
It's over with.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's over with for you.
We're the ones that vote.
So
That's right.
let's talk about that really quick.
Yes.
That's just one more hat that you're wearing. So what interested you in podcasting? How did you start
Yes.
Why did I start any of this?
Okay,
Because
let's start there.
trying to generate momentum and exposure for our farm.
Yes.
We have to get the word out.
Yeah.
We're not convenient.
That's why we started.
Buying watermelons and the finest shine tomatoes may not be convenient. You have to tell the story to get people to want to come and be a part of what we're doing. Some people want to live vicariously through you. And so you give them that opportunity and try to show what we're doing and why it matters, just so that we can get a percentage of the people that watch to come and support. They're like, oh, you must be killing it. Well, we're really not. I'm just trying to get you to come to do it. And so
that I can.
So
But
there's
you definitely have the passion.
so there's
And
more
that-
there's
yeah.
more platforms. The more views, the more exposure you can get. Hopefully, the more people will come and support. And that's what it's really about.
Yeah. I watched a few episodes when we were getting ready to, come and visit. I thought that I was very impressed. I thought it was real interesting.
Yes. And a great write up in Mobile Bay Monthly too.
Oh, yes, wasn't it?
I didn't see that.
With a little picture of me standing with
With
my country foot on
you
the.
were standing with Sadie, and you had Sadie with you. Is that right?
Yeah, Sadie,
Okay.
yeah.
Sadie
And then
is
Sadie's the
my
dog.
my chocolate lab.
one of his
Yeah.
labs.
Yeah.
And Ranger's
Ranger's
the
my
Now
white
I didn't
dog.
meet Sadie the first time.
Yeah.
I met Ranger. Ranger hung
Sadie
out.
is the one we just met.
Yes.
Sadie.
Yeah, the brown one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Ranger hung out with us though.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really a cool animal.
Yeah, he
he's
is.
really a cool dog, and he doesn't
but that
do
was a-
much. Sadie will work the cows. She'll back them up and keep them off of
Really?
me. But yeah, she can be a little temperamental sometimes,
Okay.
and so we just try to keep her away from general population.
Well, I wanted to ask one question. So backing up, we were asking, did you employ local people? Is this like a family affair? Do you have family, relatives that work here with you, helping you and that kind of thing?
So I just have my dad.
Okay.
I hired him to come to work for me. He retired from being a sales guy for Ladd Supply, and he comes to work for me, and he answers the phone, and I generally harass him a little bit. He's sitting over there doing whatever he's doing. Herschel, what? No, I'm just making sure you're still breathing. Leave me alone. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And so
that's where you that's who you named your burger.
Yeah,
after?
and so the reason I did that is because and this is not a call for people to slide in my DMs, but I'm not married and I don't have any kids. Herschel Burger was named because because I wanted to give my dad a legacy because he didn't give up on me when he probably should have.
Right.
Right. There are multiple times where he could have said, "This is too hard." Whenever mom left, whenever, he's having to take care of different things, we're being denied food stamps and having to eat oatmeal every day. He didn't have to do the things that he did. And so what I wanted to do was create a brand for him called Herschel Burger and give him a legacy that would outlive himself, something that he could not create for us. And so it competes directly with Bubba Burgers. And we are in grocery stores and things like that. And so it's really cool to say, "Hey, Dad, this is the best I could do legacy wise for you." And now everyone gets to say your name.
He loves
it.
it.
And so, he says that he's proud of me, and that's really cool. And sometimes he, gets on to me for harassing him, but he deserves it.
Well, that's a dad.
That's right.
And so that's why I created that. And they have 4 different flavors. We have just the original. We have bacon, cheddar. We have cheddar jalapeno and just regular cheddar. And so you can get a 4-ounce patty that's made with dry aged beef that will not
Do you
shrink.
have that here too?
We do.
Yeah, they were in the store. That's where.
Did you bring a cooler big enough?
I bought it for me. I'm not sure, but no, just kidding. Yes, we'll get one.
I know
it. Let's talk about that. If I'm in Listdale, Green Bay is completely out of the way.
It is.
So how am I going to buy your product?
So you can buy it online, or you can come to the Ocean Springs store, and hopefully we'll have a franchise location close to you that you can come. I've been encouraged to come to Loosedale even recently as today, and so if there
I wonder why.
if there are opportunities for us there, let me say this too.
Okay,
we're not competing with anyone.
Okay.
There's plenty of room at the table for everyone.
Right.
As a butcher shop, as a whatever,
As a bank.
The problem is you get like this competitive people.
Yes,
and it's okay.
Well, that's nature. People are competitive by nature.
It's not personal.
That's right.
That's right.
And so we're just going to move forward and keep producing the best that we can and trying to serve the community and hopefully have it as close as we can to you. If you'd like to buy a franchise, we can set you up on that.
No, I didn't want to do that.
Come on, Jill.
Banking is all I have time for right now. That's all I
Well,
have
we just
time for.
converted her to a steak lover, so maybe we can get her
This
on.
is true.
Yes.
Well, Janet, you're the one that's retiring, so it looks like you're in the market for franchising before I am.
Be out there flipping the sign, buy our meat. Just like.
So locally in stores, tell us like where?
Yeah, so we're locally in all the Piggly Wigglies here locally in Mobile. We have our own retail location in Ocean Springs. And then we're starting to work some territory that you'll find some 4 Bulls products in convenience stores that are country convenience stores. And so we're starting to work through some of that. That should start launching the middle of September, along with the Farm and Flame will launch middle of September as well.
That's middle of September as well?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to make a road trip up there.
And so hopefully what we're trying to do is some of these different gas stations that are in the country that are 20 miles from everywhere, we're trying to get our products into their stores. And we have a sales team that's working on this. And so you'll be able to go to that store and buy some really good quality, good quality products that are produced right here.
So you have a sales team that I was going to ask, how do you get out in all these places and the Piggly Wigglies so you have?
I don't feel like he sleeps very much.
I know.
Yeah. So the Piggly Wiggly deal just happened as a result of me meeting the right people at the right time, and a lot of these things have happened this way. And then it's like, okay, how are we going to move products? Well, then God inevitably put this person in your life that's like, hey, maybe we can help you with this. Okay. And then say, okay, well, I trust you. I'm going to give you enough room to let you do that. And then, but I'm going to monitor your return on investment and make sure that that if we need to change some things up, I build you up for success. And so this is, I have no idea other than that.
Well, I mean, the pig has really grown. I know in the Mobile area
For sure.
And
They have a really good team there too. Those guys are really good.
Such
I
a
think
great.
there's a Piggly Wiggly in Hurley too, right down from our.
They're all
Is there?
independently
No,
owned.
there's not. There's not.
They're
Okay.
independently owned, and Casey, who owns the Piggly Wigglies here, along with his team, have done a fantastic job
That's
at
awesome.
growing this market.
Okay.
Hey.
So tell us a little bit about. I think I read. You can order online and have it shipped to you, right?
Yeah, we ship it throughout the country, and we offer in those boxes. You can custom build your own box. We have beef, pork, chicken, smoked products, different things that go in there, barbecue sauces, seasonings, Herschel burger, and you can kind of custom build whatever box you want. You can set up on a monthly recurring deal, or you can just come right in and we'll take care of you, or we'll deliver it. We have delivery vans. And so if you're within like 50 miles, we're just trying to get
50. That's long.
50.
get our stuff on the street.
Mason.
Yeah, masonhills.com.
So go to your Facebook page, Mason Hills Farms.
Yeah,
and then,
like
of course,
and
there's a
follow, share,
Yeah.
hit the bell for
Like,
notifications.
follow, share. Yes.
And
also,
Yeah,
you
we
can
did that.
link to your website and find the ordering there, right?
You can. And so we're getting ready to revamp all of our websites and different things because we have new marketing teams that say our stuff is not good, which is probably right.
Oh, they didn't
Your
like your marketing.
Yeah, these marketing people always want to spend your money. They have a home for
they
you.
do.
And so, it's really true. And
But
but
they usually
I
know
think
what
we
they're
really
doing.
We have a
a
fantastic
good.
marketing
We do.
director.
I think
so-
we found a really good one, and
But she's not for hire, so don't be trying to.
Yeah,
hire
but
her.
the one that we have now, and we've had really, let me clarify this by saying that we've had really good people that have worked for us, but sometimes if you're not careful, the people that worked in one season can't go with the next one because you're constantly growing and it just could be outside of their reach. And so it's not personal if we have to part ways. We're just trying to change some of the trajectory of what we're doing.
Okay.
And so you'll be able to
fair.
order
Yeah.
online. You'll be able to come to our store and order. You can call us 251-865-7748, or if you're Mississippi, 228-910-MEAT, I think. We're going to have to fix that if not.
We'll fact check that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we
fact
will.
check.
Fact check.
And you can go to masonhillsfarm.com, 4 Bulls, butchershop.com, farmersinaction.com. And yeah, we just love the support.
But you have to come here and see.
Yeah, come.
I mean, sit on the front porch.
Yeah,
and
just
talk
come.
to Ranger and
Next time,
Yes.
look for. I think we're going to have something to do with maybe hurricane preparedness, something like that. So we're going to be talking about that kind of thing. That's this time of year. That's
It
what
is.
we're looking at.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you coming on today. We have so enjoyed being
Yeah.
here. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
y'all so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Again, you can go to our website, masonhillsfarm.com. You can come by our store at Grand Bay or in Ocean Springs. Supporting community banks, supporting local is really important for our local ecosystem and our viability. So I encourage you to do that.
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Thank you.
All right. Well, be sure y'all like and share and find us on Facebook or wherever you get your podcasts. And y'all have a great day.